Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Power Rangers Jungle Fury Jungle Master Megazord, aka Geki Fire from Jungle Sentai Geki Ranger. This was one of the last mecha that we released that actually has the same mold as Japan, outside of, you know, the special releases we did for Shinkano and Gosei Great, but in terms of just relabeling it as Power Rangers. And if memory serves, this thing is 99%, if not 100% the same in the Japanese version as the American one. The only difference we had with Jungle Fury was that the main Megazord, the Jungle Pride, was basically the same, except we took out the lights for some reason. But if you get either one of them, you're basically getting the same thing, so this is kind of like a dual retro review. It's made up of the Gorilla Zord, the Penguin Zord here with the surfboard, and then either an antelope or a gazelle, depending on which version you're watching. At least they didn't try to call this one a mantis, so that's a thing. But let's just take a look at them very quickly individually here. Let's get this guy out of the way here. And I do like the design of all three of these. In fact, pulling these out for the review kind of reminded me how much I really enjoyed the Geki Ranger mecha. And something I wanted to point out is I feel like in recent years with Sentai mech, the individual ones haven't been so hot. Like, if you have them all together, they look fine, but unless you're like the main one, a lot of them don't look so great individually. And I kind of miss when, like, I think these three stand out fine on their own. Like, if you wanted them to display like this, they feel like a nice quality, and it takes me back to when I first started collecting Sentai mech and thought, wow, these are really nice quality. And then, you know, but they are the same quality for the Jungle Master release as well. And I really like the design on this guy. I love the way that the white color here contrasts off the blue. It kind of gives it this really fancy look, and I think it's very solid looking for what it's pulling off. There's not a whole lot you can do with these on their own. I mean, this guy can move his head and stuff like that. You can't do the advanced grass eating pose like the Deer Zord from Wild Force can do, but you do have wheels so he can roll, which I find amusing because usually the feature that most Zords or mech have is that they can roll even if they're animals. So yeah, you can do that. And then you have the penguin. Wow, sorry Penguin. But you have the Penguin Zord here, and I didn't have it on the right place because you're supposed to place it on here on this peg so it can stay secure, and then don't mess it up. Like, that's a key point. Just don't be Dawson and don't mess it up. But you can do that, and you can rotate it around for some sort of, you know, personality, I guess. But I kind of had it in a different place for the thumbnail. But you can also place it here to be a little bit more accurate to the show. It's obviously not going to stay on there as well, but I've always liked this one. I like it so much I turned Italian. But I always thought it was really unique. Like, I like the idea here of having this sort of surfboard or hoverboard or whatever. Also, rolls, most important feature, and that's going to become the helmet. Like, I liked that it was this piece and then the penguin coming together to make the leg. I always thought that was unique, and I always liked the design of the penguin. I thought it was adorable. I think it would make a great plush. You can move its arms in and out actually pretty solidly. I just wish you could move the head. Like, you can move it like this because of swimming? No, but because of the Zord transformation or the Megazord transformation. But I wish you could tilt the head. I feel like that would still be possible. Maybe it was a little bit more difficult to do this mechanism along with tilting, but it would be really nice if you could, just because being able to turn the head kind of gives these things personality. But I've always thought this was a really unique Zord in terms of its design. And then you got our gorilla guy over here, who is the main component of it, who looks cool as well. I might have these on slightly wrong. I always have it in Megazord mode, so I forget exactly which way, but those look enough like breasts, right? Like, it's fine, you get the idea. But yeah, he's like our main piece for the whole Megazord, and has like the electronics in him and the feature of the arms spinning around, which are made use of in both modes. But I'm gonna actually angle him down a little bit to sort of show when you turn this on how he can sort of get himself around. He's gonna go, go, go on his hover round, except there's no hovering involved, so that joke doesn't really work. But I always enjoyed that. I thought it was kind of an accurate and kind of fun little gimmick from some of the usual ones. Oh my god, I'm running out of time. There we go. I just always had fun with it, and like I said, it works for both modes of, you know, play, for like this and in the Megazord mode. But now let's go ahead and we're going to start the transformation, which is very, very simple. So for Antelope, you basically just loop these guys around, like you chase them around each other, like this, and you get them to line up like this, and then they just snap together. So it's like it's chasing it, and you can't catch it. And there you go. And then you move this forward, and this is going to be the one leg. And then this one's pretty easy as well. Just, wait, did I get this piece? Yeah. Take this piece off, flip this little piece around, and then you fold this around, and then take the penguin in that little swimming mode I just showed you, and you fit it right in between here. There's two little pegs that correspond to these side pieces, so it's super easy to figure out exactly the way it's supposed to go. No real guesswork or anything like that. And then you get the other leg. And then for this guy, it's even easier. You just move these around to be ready to take the legs in, and then knock over Antelope. Just like, get out of here, Antelope, or Gazelle. And then just place these on the side to be little fire shoulder pads, just, you know, taking the boobs off, classic Zord mess around, you know how it is. And then open this up here for the chest piece design. Roll the head back here. This is like balding Jungle Master Megazord after he's been through it a little bit. And then just snap these on. And before I forget it, when you take these off to go back to the other modes, there's a little release here on both sides for safety so you don't break it or anything like that. And then I'm a super nerd that always likes to do the helmet stuff last and then place this on top. And then this fin just automatically comes out, which is kind of nice. And you kind of give it his little snowboarding helmet. And there you have the Jungle Master Megazord. I do like the design of this. Not my absolute favorite Jungle Fury or Geki Ranger design, but I have always enjoyed it. And I think it's a very good looking mech. In my opinion, it holds up pretty well. I mean, some of these are always clunky, and I don't think Jungle Pride comes off as sort of wispy as it is in the show, and I just said wispy, and I apologize for that. But since this guy's kind of a bulkier gorilla, I think it holds up well, and I think all the details look nice, and it feels like a nice, premium-looking mecha, and I really enjoy it. I think I almost like them more individually in some aspects. Like I said, it's not my favorite together, but I think if you're into the design of this, which, like I said, I do like, it's very good looking, and I think it holds up. And then you get, I'm gonna like take these off kilter a little bit so you can get an idea for the gimmick, so we can kind of be doing the attack like that. So there you get, and then you get that super, you know, breastplate turning action there. That's super exciting, right guys? So yeah, that's pretty cool, like I said, and there might be some slight differences between the two, like a paint mistake here or there. Like I said, there might be some slight differences that I don't know about, because I know some of the older molds where we kept the Japanese version, there was some slight differences, like, oh, there's a red streak there that's not here or whatever. But I think the Jungle Fury ones, for the two that we did get retail release, I think actually they did Side-IO as an exclusive. Did they? I don't know. But for the two regular non-Disney Store exclusive ones, other than removing the lights in the Jungle Pride, which this one doesn't have lights, it just has this little thing that looks like it might be lights, they were pretty much identical. And like I said, outside of the special releases for Shinkano and Gosei Great, which came in their own boxes with a little pamphlet around it or whatever, these were the last ones where we used the Japanese mold. Jungle Fury was a weird hybrid year where we did this and Jungle Pride as a normal Megazord release, and then we did the transforming ones, which were like 20 bucks, which was basically the prototype for what would become Zord Builder. So it was kind of like the best of both worlds in that year. But yeah, overall, this is a really nice mech that in my opinion holds up. If you're a fan of either the Sentai or PR version, then I can definitely recommend checking it out if you're a fan. Anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications from my videos. Helps me out a lot, guys. Till next time, Dawson Rider, signing out.